In the small town of Al-Rama, nestled between rolling hills and golden sands, the call to Fajr prayer echoed through the narrow streets each morning. It was a town where faith was the heartbeat of life, and among its people lived an old man named Yasin. Yasin had once been known for his kindness, but after losing his wife and son in a tragic accident years ago, he had retreated into himself. He stopped going to the mosque, avoided gatherings, and spent his days in silence, tending to a small garden his wife had once cherished. One night, as he sat on his porch staring at the stars, a boy named Hamza approached him. The child, no older than 10, was an orphan who lived with his grandmother. He often wandered the streets after dark, finding solace in the cool night air. "Uncle Yasin," Hamza said softly, "why don't you come to the mosque anymore?" Yasin looked at the boy, his eyes weary. "I pray at home, little one. Sometimes, the heart is too heavy to walk far." Hamza sat beside him. "But doesn't prayer make the heart lighter?" Yasin sighed. "It should. But sometimes, grief is a weight no prayer can lift." The boy thought for a moment, then smiled. The Prophet, peace be upon him, lost many people he loved. But he always turned to Allah, and Allah never left him alone. Yasin felt something stir within him, an ember of warmth in the cold chambers of his heart. That night, he lay awake, listening to the wind outside. He thought of his wife, his son, and the countless prayers he had once whispered with hope. He thought of how he had distanced himself from the one who had given him life, breath, and the strength to endure. As dawn broke, the adhan rang through the town once more. For the first time in years, Yasin rose, wrapped his shawl around his shoulders, and stepped outside. The air was crisp, the sky painted in hues of purple and gold. With slow, steady steps, he walked to the mosque. Inside, rows of worshippers stood shoulder to shoulder. When he took his place among them, a peace he hadn't known in years washed over him. As he bowed in prayer, he felt the weight he had carried for so long begin to lift. And when he finished, turning to leave, he saw Hamza grinning at him from the back of the mosque. "See, Uncle Yasin," the boy whispered. "Allah never leaves us alone." Tears filled Yasin's eyes as he smiled. He had been lost in his sorrow, but faith had found him again. And for the first time in years, he knew he was not alone.